If you have little ones, you might want to send them out of the room before you play this video. Pause now. So I'm out here today again, cleaning up in front of the barn, working towards the goal of rebuilding or redesigning the cutting edge for my backhoe so I can get to grading. And in the process of cleaning up, I've discovered that I have way too much stuff. Now, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Job, Joseph, and many others through Scripture were rich. In fact, if memory serves, there are a few who in Scripture are listed as, or maybe only one or two, the richest people in the world at the time that they lived in the world, which they had a different monetary system and a different perception of what's valuable than we do. And I would say that it's our perception that's flawed, some more than others. Because there are some people who value money, and that's their goal. They just want to accumulate more and more money. And that in and of itself is not a problem until the accumulation of money is your driving force. Which, you know, that's kind of a generalization, which even that is not entirely true. You know, the love of money, even if it's not your only driving force, is still not a good thing. And look at the careers that so many people have chosen or have fallen into, more appropriately, and the devil has fooled them into believing that, well, this is the only choice that I have. You know, I don't have any skills, and, you know, I don't know how to do anything. I don't know the right people and stuff like that. And, you know, primarily I'm thinking of prostitution in this regard. You know, prostitution, pornography, and things of that nature. Now, granted, there are some people who get into it because it's their desire to pursue the pleasures of the flesh. But I believe most prostitutes literally fall into it unintentionally. You know, they have a hard week at work and they've got a bill that they've got to pay, or, you know, they believe that they have to pay this bill so strongly that they think, well, I'll just do it just this one time, and it turns out that they can make a lot of money at it because, you know, the people that pay prostitutes are also seeking pleasures of flesh. Now, I'm not saying that's the only one. I mean, look at people that love food. You know, they love food so much that they become food critics or chefs or, you know, restaurant owners or something like that, you know. But at what point does wealth become a roadblock between us and Yahweh, or the pursuit of wealth, or you know, whatever along that line of thinking? Now, I have a lot of stuff. I really do have a lot of stuff. I mean, just look at the background behind me. You know, I've got hoses hanging on the walls. I have belts hanging on the walls and pieces of pipe. I even have a stoplight hanging here behind me. Do I need a stoplight? No. Do I want a stoplight? Yes, I've wanted a stoplight for quite some time. And I want to put a oh, I don't remember what that chip is called, a sequencer chip in it, you know, a logic circuit and sequencer, so I can put me a little microphone on it and the lights will flash sequentially based on some parameter that I have set. You know, for instance, if there's music playing, you know, then it'll pick up the beat or the volume or the frequency and flash the lights accordingly, determined on or based on the conditions that I set. I've had the stoplight now for 3 or 4 years, possibly more than that, likely more than that actually, and it's sat in my tool room for a while until it started getting in the way, and then I moved it somewhere else, and then it started getting in the way, so lastly I brought it out here and hung it in my shop because it hasn't been a priority. Now, is it a sin for me to have that stoplight? Not at all. The possession or having that stoplight only becomes a sin when I'm unwilling to let go of it for whatever reason, when it takes a position of priority above Yahweh. At that point it has become an idol, such as money is. You know, for years I've collected the things that I have collected, and to most people's mind, a lot of the stuff that I collect is junk. And granted, a lot of it is. You know, I've got here a mailbox that spare tire fell off of a trailer in front of someone's house that I know. And you know, it fell off the trailer in a rolling fashion and bounced, and when it bounced up here and hit the top of the mailbox and crushed it. Not very bad. It's easy to fix. I just haven't done it yet. So is it junk? At this particular moment, right now, I can't put it out and use it, so yes, it falls in the category of junk or trash. And if I never fix it, at the very least I can throw it in with the scrap metal. It doesn't weigh much, you know, it'll bring a very small fraction of a penny in scrap value. But every microgram increases the overall weight of the load. Again, can I get rid of it? Certainly. I can put it on the ground and stomp it to bits right now. To what end? Because at some point, barring my death, I will accomplish all these projects before me, or I'll get rid of them. But, you know, to circle back, part of the reason that I have so much stuff, junk and otherwise, is because at a point in my past, I was empty. I was seeking to fill that emptiness with projects and gaining knowledge and solving puzzles, which, you know, is part of doing projects. You're figuring out how to accomplish the goal before you, ergo you're solving a puzzle. Albeit a puzzle of your own or my own creation, it's still intellectually engaging. This is a time before I sought after Yahweh. I find that I still have a hard time letting some of these things go. You know, it's just not convenient to get rid of them, or, well, no, I have a purpose for that, or, you know, there's a myriad of excuses that I still tell myself. But at what point was Abraham too rich? At what point was Isaac too rich? And even let's take Job, for example. You know, it lists us out in Scripture, or it lists out in Scripture for us what Job's possessions were. And it also tells us that after Lucifer failed to get Job to curse Yahweh, that Yahweh blessed him double of what he had before. So whatever he had one of, he got two back. You know, whatever he had three of, he got six back. And so forth and so on. I don't remember all the specific numbers, but suffice it to say, even by today's standards, he would be rich. He may not be Trump rich, but he would certainly be rich. So, of all of them in Scripture, which one did Yahweh bless with great substance where it became a hindrance? Nowhere. None of them. Because what did they do first? They served Yahweh first. And then they were blessed with great substance. So, you know, even though I accumulated these things before serving Yahweh, many of them have sit here and gone to nothing. You know, they've become unrepairable or something. You know, there's some reason that they're no longer any good or useful. But there are other things I've accumulated since serving Yahweh that weren't in the best of shape when I got them, and just through the course of using them and making minor adjustments and repairs, each one of them is getting better. So don't let people fool you into believing that being rich or well off or financially comfortable or having a lot of stuff is somehow a hindrance in your relationship or your walk with Yahweh, because it isn't. It just, and you know, those people that say that, most of them are not well off. They're not comfortable financially. They struggle from paycheck to paycheck. Not all, but you know, I would say more than half, definitely. And again, you know, this is just a percentage that I spit out from my own experiences in dealing with those types of people. You know, they live paycheck to paycheck. They don't know how to manage money, and they're emotionally upset because they don't have money. And I'm not even talking about Democrats or Republicans. You know, that's completely out of it. You know, we're talking about individuals here. We're talking about people. Have nothing to do with political party or affiliation. So don't listen to those people that tell you that you have to sell everything and live without nothing. And yes, even Yeshua said, Jesus said that he didn't have a pillow to lay his head on. He did that to exemplify to us that this world is temporary. We can't take any of the possessions we currently have with us when we pass on into eternity. And so, you know, that's it. Seek Yahweh, you know, ask him. You know, ask the Father, Father, do you want me to have substance? And if so, how much or how little? You know, and if it's your desire that I have no substance, what would you have me do? You know, should I be one who walks from place to place preaching the gospel? Or, you know, just what would you have me do? that's what we should do. And it's the people who can't let go of substance, or who desire substance for the sake of having it. Those are the ones that are most likely going to be told to have no substance, or aren't going to be allowed to accumulate any substance. You know, I don't presume to speak for Yahweh, but that's just what I think. So why don't, if you're so inclined, comment, you know, have a discussion, be respectful. I'll not tolerate any name calling or anything such as that. You know, I'll delete those comments. But have a respectful conversation to explore the issue. And I hope to see you all in the kingdom of heaven. Yahweh bless.